To appreciate the 2018 Author Advocate Award honorees, it helps to first know what the Rocky Mountain Land Library is, as Jeff and Anne Marie explain.
Rocky Mountain Land Library has a collection of over 35,000 books, and they're all focused on people and the land. And so that takes in everything from Western history, Native American history, natural history, poetry, literature.
And also it is, the main part of the Rocky Mountain Land Library is a location in South Park at Buffalo Peaks Ranch, where we're hoping to make it a residential library.
As dynamic as the residential library concept is, the larger vision Anne Marie and Jeff have is even more exciting.
We're hoping to have, we sort of have an idea of creating a headwaters to plains kind of book system. The Buffalo Peaks Ranch is at the headwaters of the Platte, and the Platte comes down into Denver, and we're hoping to have, we're working on having won't be a residential library, but an urban library that sort of is connected here in Denver.
And we came upon the notion of the urban site for a few reasons. One is, strategically, we want people to find out about Buffalo Peaks Ranch. So the major population center is Denver, the Front Range. So we want that connection with Denver. But philosophically, we also get really excited by the Headwaters to Plains network, because I think if you're trying to help tell the story of the land, if you don't have the urban piece of the puzzle, you're not telling the whole story.
This unique literary center is the result of a trip to England that Jeff and Anne Marie made in 1993.
We had stayed at a residential library, only other residential library we know of in the world, in Wales. It's actually Gladstone's property, and it was Gladstone's library, and it's called St. Daniel's, though I think they've switched the name since we've stayed there back to
Gladstone's library, yeah.
And we went over there and we stayed at this library. It was a lot of fun. And we came back here and we thought, oh, wouldn't it be great if we had something like that here? And there were authors there who were there. Some of them were staying for a few months, some for a few weeks. They were all, working on projects and that kind of thing. And it was fun to interact with them and find out what they were doing. And that's how we envision the ranch too. So we're hoping that, authors can come and they can finish whatever they're working on.
One of the aspects of St. Daniel's that we really appreciated was the access to the books, and they were wonderful. But St. Daniel's itself was a jumping off place for us to explore the Welsh countryside, which is what we did. And as Anne mentioned, that was the notion that we came back to Denver with, to have people, give them that opportunity to be inspired by the books, but also the surrounding lands.
Jeff articulates three aspects to the Rocky Mountain Land Library's purpose.
It's definitely a repository of great books covering the subject of people in the land, especially in the West, but actually it's a global collection. And then at the same time, we're very much devoted to that subject, the importance of connecting people to the land and to nature. And so we don't just have the books, we also have programs, because we want the land library to be a very active place. And then a third aspect of the land library vision is simply to encourage the work. So we have artists and writers workshops at the ranch and in the city
Fittingly, the Rocky Mountain Land Library has a connection to Cal's founding father, its first president, Arthur Carhart.
We have Arthur Carhart's books, and one of years ago, the Land Library co-hosted an author series with the tattered cover, and one of the memorable, we had over 300 authors who came through, but one in particular that I can remember is Tom Wolfe and his biography of Arthur Carhart. And we also know, I mean, Carhart, he's also quite an example from the library aspect because he was such a central figure in the conservation library that's at Denver Public Library. So he's been an inspiration to us for sure.
The idea of staying in a library and living in a library is very appealing to